Today we're going to look at buying property in upmarket areas versus new estates. So buying real estate in an upmarket suburban area may be costly, but it can also offer very significant capital gains. So we can use the rule of 72 to weigh up how an upmarket property in an established area compares to a standard off-the-plan house and land package. Let's look at this mathematically. As the rule of 72 in our Insider Secrets report states, growth of 7.2% per annum equals price doubles in 10 years. Growth of 10% per annum equals price doubles in 7.2 years. Now, let's assume that we hold the property for 10 years and the price doubles. So in example 1, twice 2 equals 4. So if 2 equals purchase price and 4 sale price, then the capital gain will be 2 in example 2, twice 8 equals 16. So if 8 is the purchase price and 16 the sale price, then the capital gain will be 8. So you can see that the capital gains in the case of example 2 are much higher. This is only part of the equation, however. The real gain is calculated by determining the net yield over time compared to the expected capital gain. So what we need to determine is if the property investment will be positive, neutrally, or negatively geared. And this will tell us whether our investment will cost us money to maintain or not. From here, we have to assume the property is being financed 100% from borrowed funds. Of course, if you have cash in hand to make a high-ticket purchase, for example $2 million, then this is regarded as being a cash purchase and is not your typical property portfolio building investment scenario. So let's go back to our previous examples. In example 1, if we assume the cost of the dwelling is $500,000 for the new off-the-plan property, we can expect $480 per week in rental. This gives us a gross yield of 5%, that is almost $25,000 per annum. So if the interest-only loan is at 5%, then my repayments will be circa $25,000 per annum. So once I've calculated depreciation and other tax incentives, I can assume that the property will be slightly positively geared. This means that over 10 years, the property will have paid for itself and I can benefit 100% from the capital gains. Of course, we need to calculate capital gains tax if sold. So in example 2, if we assume the cost of dwelling is $2 million for an established property, we can expect at least $980 per week in rental. This will give us a gross yield of 2.55%, that is around about $51,000 per annum. So if the interest-only loan is at 5%, then my repayments will be almost $100,000 per annum. So once I've calculated depreciation and other tax incentives, I can easily see that the property will be highly negatively geared. In fact, as the property is already established, there may only be a limited amount on depreciation that we may claim. Alone, just looking at rental versus holding costs, there is a deficit of $50,000 per annum that has to come out of my own pocket. Over 10 years, this will amount to $500,000. So if the price doubles, then the capital gain will be $2 million less my holding cost, less GST. I will still make a significant gain, but it will be associated with a lot of out-of-pocket expenses. And these expenses take away my ability to do other things with that money which could have improved my situation. I personally wouldn't put all my eggs into one basket and run the risk of no or minimal capital gains. With the same $2 million, I could have bought 4 properties that would not have cost me anything to maintain and hold. I would minimize the risk of getting capital gains or not, and if the rule of 72 held true, as it has for many decades, I would have created a higher capital gain through 4 properties in new estates than 1 property in an established area. Both of these examples I've set out are pretty basic, as there are a lot more details involved. I've outlined these to give you a basic idea of a quick method to determine if a property investment stacks up. A proper property investment analysis will give you a more accurate understanding. Currently, with interest rates being so low, most new off-the-plan property investments are positively geared and easily affordable. If interest rates stay low and your property increases its value over time, this may end up being a great financial decision. But bear in mind that affordability may be an issue if interest rates go up dramatically.